Hi, I'm Michael Senoff, founder and CEO of HardToFindSeminars.com. For the last 5 years, I've interviewed the world's best business and marketing minds. Now my challenge is to build the world's largest free resource for online, downloadable audio business interviews. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and today I'm going to show you the skills you need to survive. Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. I want to welcome you to a very special presentation called How to Legally Slash Your Tax Bill to the Bone. After you watch this presentation, you'll learn how to get tax breaks from your business or employer. Let the next 60 minutes help you start making the tax planning decisions that will put more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. This special presentation is with Ed, the taxman. Ed is a licensed tax attorney. He began his career on the congressional staffs of Jack Kemp and Dick Cheney. He's published articles on various aspects of financial planning industries in numerous professional publications. He is an award-winning speaker who has developed and delivered seminars on tax and financial planning issues to a diverse audience. What are we waiting for? Let's get started and start saving money on taxes. Enjoy. I'm here with Michael Senoff from HardToFindSeminars.com, and we both want to welcome you to this presentation. We're going to cover some of the mistakes and missed opportunities that cost business owners thousands of dollars per year in taxes. For those of you who've already heard the question and answer, we want to welcome you to the presentation, and if you haven't already done so, please download the accompanying PDF file with the PowerPoint slide presentation that will give you some visual reference and some permanent notes for the topics that we're going to talk about during this presentation. If this seems a little overwhelming, take a copy of this presentation along with a copy of the PDF to your accountant or financial planner. It's worth it to pay them to go through the presentation on your behalf. One good idea can save you dozens or even hundreds of times that cost. Mike, do you find that your customers are happy with the taxes they pay?
I find that no one likes paying taxes, Ed. No one.
The first thing they taught us in law school, never ask a question if you don't already have the answer. Are you and your customers confident that you're taking advantage of all the deductions, credits, loopholes, and strategies that are available?
Absolutely not. Absolutely impossible. I have a CPA, but not once has this guy in 5 years ever called me and said, "Hey, Mike, I got an idea to save you more money on taxes." It's always the other way around, me showing him ideas. And with everyone's busy schedule and my busy schedule, it's the last thing I want to think about. I'd rather get a root canal, and it's stuff that people naturally avoid. So no.
It's stuff that they avoid, but it's information that they need. I've got bad news, I've got good news, and I've got more bad news. You're right, you do pay too much tax. And nobody listening to this presentation is taking advantage of every deduction, credit, loophole, and strategy, simply because there are so many. Most accountants do a fine job recording history, the history that you give them, but there's very little proactive tax planning, and that is the key to beating the IRS legally. Planning. I don't care how good your accountant is with a stack of receipts on April 15th. If you didn't know that you could set up an S corporation to minimize your employment tax, if you didn't know that you could hire your college-age daughter so that the money that goes to her tuition is taxed at her lower rate instead of yours, if you didn't know that you could set up a medical expense reimbursement plan and write off your son's braces or your LASIK surgery as a business expense, by April 15th, it's just too late to do anything about it. That's the bad news. The good news is you don't have to feel that way. You just have to have a better plan. If you're starting a business, you're going to do a business plan. If you're looking to market a product or a service, you're going to do a marketing plan. If you're looking to plan your estate, you're doing an estate plan. Well, why would you expect to minimize your taxes without going through that same exercise? So the good news is you don't need to fret. You just need to have a better plan. The bad news is the clock is always ticking, and taxes are not a once-a-year exercise. Too many people accumulate receipts in a shoebox, take them to the accountant on April 15th, and expect some magic. The taxes and your relationship with your accountant should be a year-round relationship.
Take a look at the second slide in the PowerPoint presentation. Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes says taxes are the price we pay for civilization. Well, I say, why pay retail? So what I want to do over the rest of our time together is walk through some of the most expensive mistakes and missed opportunities that cost your customers and our listeners thousands of dollars a year in taxes. And at the end, we'll offer some strategies and some information on how you can actually implement these strategies.
Okay, that sounds great.
Take a look at the next slide titled Failing to Plan, and that is the number one mistake, failing to plan. You've heard it said that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Well, it's a cliche because it's true. And tax planning is important for three reasons. First of all, it's the key to your financial defense. Mike, as a business owner, you've got two ways that you can put money in your pocket. There's financial offense, which is making more. And whatever business you're in, selling more, seeing more prospects, more marketing. Financial defense is spending less. And you're usually going to have more control over your financial defense than your financial offense. It makes sense to focus your financial defense on taxes for a couple of reasons. First of all, for most of us, taxes are our biggest single expense or second biggest single expense. Bigger than our mortgage payment, bigger than our health care costs, bigger than our kids' education costs. It makes sense to focus your financial defense where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. I mean, sure, you can save 15% on your car insurance by switching to Geico, but what's that really going to do for you in the long run?
Right.
Second reason why it makes sense to focus your financial defense on tax planning, generally when you pay less for something, you get less. Pay less for a car, you get less car. Pay less for a computer, you get less computer. Pay less for advertising, you get less exposure for your business. Well, for better or for worse, when you pay less tax, you don't get less government. The military's still going to have the money to get Saddam Hussein out of his spider hole. The highway department's still going to have money for the orange barrels. So it makes sense to focus your financial defense in an area where it's not going to cost you.
That's a good point.
Second reason, you can spend a lot of time, effort, energy, and money promoting your business, but you're not going to guarantee results. On the other hand, if you set up that medical expense reimbursement plan, you're going to save money, guaranteed by the U.S. government. Third reason, it's not the most important one, but it's my favorite one. Beating the IRS is fun. And you see on the slide there's a picture of a swimming pool. Well, for lots of my business owner clients, that's not a swimming pool. That's an on-premises employee athletic facility. My seminar audiences laugh, but that is a legitimate deduction under Internal Revenue Code Section 132J4. And later on in this presentation, we're going to tell you how you can write off your swimming pools and on-premises employee athletic facility. Let's take a look at the next slide, headline Taxable Income. I want to start by outlining very briefly how the tax system works to lay down a foundation for the specific strategies we're going to discuss. It starts with earned income from your business or your job, investment income from interest and dividends, capital gains, retirement income, alimony, gambling winnings. Even illegal income is taxable. The IRS doesn't care how you make it. They just want their cut. Now, the good news is if you're running an illegal business, you can write off the costs of running that business. So if you're a bookie, for example, you can write off the cost of a cell phone that you use to take bets. About the only thing you can't write off are truly illegal expenses. So your bottom line total income is everything that's going to be subject to tax. Now let's take a look at the next slide, adjustments to income. These are a set of specific deductions that you take on page 1 of Form 1040. That's going to be half of your self-employment tax, but we'll talk in a little bit about a strategy for cutting that bill before it even gets there. Self-employed health insurance you pay, which is a big one for anyone making their own health insurance premiums. HSA and MSA contributions to health savings accounts and medical savings accounts, retirement plan contributions, moving expenses, educator expenses, student loan interest. Even alimony that you pay is deductible.
So these adjustments to income, these are just some of them.
Right, some of the adjustments to income that you'll take on the first page. These are going to be of 1040. These will be the biggest ones.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at hardtofindseminars.com. So go right now to hardtofindseminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to hardtofindseminars.com. Thanks for watching.